Meteorologist Brad Panovich here with an update on the heavy rain that's heading our way in about 24 hours from now. We're going to be tracking some really heavy rain moving our way, and it's partially because of the moisture from Sally, but also a cold front that's sitting over the region. Let's go right to first warn Doppler radar and satellite together. You can see our hurricane. It is not moving, folks. I mean, it is crazy how slow this thing is moving. Now, it is going to pick up some speed later tonight and move inland tomorrow and then eventually crawl across the southeast. But why are we going to see rain even with the track to the south? It's pretty clear what's going to happen. We're going to see the system itself do something like this. But do you see all this moisture that's to the north? All of this moisture on this side is southeasterly winds coming in like this. And there's a cold front coming down and a stationary front here, all kind of combining to cause some significant rainfall for the Carolinas. You can see tonight the center's actually developed a little bit of an eye, and we did see the hurricane hunters find that it did become like 85-mile-per-hour storm tonight, so it actually gained a little bit of strength. So winds are up to 85, north movement at 2. The track will take it right into Mobile Bay. I actually think it'll be right on the Alabama-Florida border, and then go to the east, and then eventually on Saturday it'll be off the southeast coast. But because of that track, it's going to bring very heavy rain into the region. You can see the flash flood threat tonight. Tomorrow that threat is up through Alabama, into Georgia, even into the western Carolinas. And this is really for tomorrow night after sunset. But then on Thursday, that's when we're going to see the risk for flash flooding. And you can see this was an upgrade late this afternoon where most of the Charlotte metro area, pretty much the I-85 corridor, was added to that threat for flash flooding. Now, how much rain are we talking about? It's really going to depend on a couple of things. I do think it'll be pretty significant flooding regardless, but I think the range could be as little as 2 to 4 or as much as 4 to 7. And the reason I say that is I do think there'll be a heavy rain band somewhere in here, but kind of like in the winter with snow bands and where they set up, they could shift this way, could shift a little bit this way, could shift down this way, and just a subtle shift to 20, 30, 40 miles could have a big impact on the forecast. So let's do this thing. Let's break it down hour by hour using FutureCast, because I love showing you the future radar. So this is based on our RPM model, if you're wondering, a little bit inside baseball there. You see the storm moving into basically the Florida-Alabama border. We go through tomorrow afternoon. It's mostly dry in the Carolinas, and then here comes sunset. Right, I will go sunsets just after 8 o'clock, really 7:30ish. We start to see moisture coming in from the south and east, and we start to see this front get a little active as the moisture interacts with it. So thick clouds throughout the day tomorrow. Clouds will get thicker and thicker as we go throughout the day. And then here comes the stronger front from the northwest starting to put the squeeze play on us. And so you're wondering why we're going to get so much rain even though the low is down here. It's because we've got all this onshore flow. Southeast winds, tropical moisture, a stalled front, this front arriving, so the air is all getting lifted here and squeezing out that tropical moisture. That's producing heavy rain, and you can see that heavy rain really peaks Thursday morning into Thursday midday. This is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3, 4. I mean, that is, folks, that is heavy rain. It is coming down. We will likely see flooding Thursday evening at some point. And then as we go into Thursday night, the rain is still really heavy. Once we get after midnight, it looks like the trough, which is basically the front in the upper levels of the atmosphere, starts to push through and dries us out and pushes it off to the east. And just to show you what the guidance, we look at models. Models are tools to help us forecast. They kind of give us a general idea of the amount of rain. So just watch the guidance of all our major models here. Starts to crank up Thursday, goes into Thursday night, goes into Friday morning, and then into Friday afternoon, and by 5 o'clock it should start to move out. But look at some of those totals. I mean, that is pretty impressive to see rainfall amounts that high. And if you'd like to look at it as a graph, I think it's kind of interesting to look at the same thing as a graph because you can see kind of the timing here, Thursday morning to Thursday afternoon, and you can see how the rain really ramps up, and the heaviest stuff is right there in that Thursday time frame into Friday morning. Again, let me move my head out of the way. Whoops. I will grab my head and move it over here. So you can see that's Thursday night into Friday morning. So that's when the heaviest rain really ramps up into our area. So again, the timing of it, I'll show this graphic again because I think it's really useful to kind of show you the timing. And again, let me move my head down here. right there. You can see the main threat is going to be midday Thursday into early Friday. There is a small wind threat, though I don't think it's going to be a big deal, and a small tornado threat now. That could go up or down depending on how much warm, moist air gets in here, but right now it looks like we could be wedged in with cold rain weather, and that would keep temperatures down. In fact, this rain on Thursday, it's going to be kind of a chilly rain. It's going to be in the upper 60s to maybe low 70s. It will be muggy because of the moisture, but it's not going to exactly be very warm or very tropical feeling to this setup. So I'll have an update tonight coming up. At 11 o'clock, we should get an updated track from the Hurricane Center. And stay weather aware. That's the best thing I tell you on Thursday. Some of us are going to get clobbered. I think there's a good chance somebody's going to get 4, 5, 6 inches of rain out of this. A lot of us will get 1 to 2, 3 inches, but somebody's going to see flooding. It's just a matter of where and where that line sets up as we go into Thursday.